part of the reason I wanted to do these podcasts was to tap into how people evolve into value creators. And this has been a fabulous example of the learning process that help you and could help others by seeing something different, doing something different. Like you said, being outside your comfort zone. You clearly were outside your comfort zone.
Very much so, yeah.
Right. And so, you obviously it was a safe place. You're going to a good school. It's only been around for 400 years or something.
Right.
But at the same time, it was going to be different, and that difference made the difference for you.
Definitely. Yeah, it was, as I said, it was an eye opener. It was so different. And it was a real big change from, fear to confidence.
How do you pass that on? How, on your day-to-day basis, how do you pass it on? I know you've done it with me, because, you don't just edit and I get red lines. We get an opportunity to discuss it. We get an opportunity, you may put a comment section in there, but you're forcing me to think outside my box, and I'm outside the box a lot. So for you to do that, that's quite a challenge. Thank you.
It's tough, and it's a personal thing, honestly. There's some authors that really I don't have that with. That's it's not something that happens with every author that we have. Don't get me wrong. I mean, some people just submit, we make changes, they moving on, fine, great. But then some people do want the conversation. And one thing that I have learned, especially from my community newspaper days, because I did have reporters. There I would use unpaid interns, very young people in school to work for me. And it was just as much a teaching experience as trying to, get information, working a news beat, because I was teaching them how to be writers. And what I've learned over the years is writing is a very personal thing. And it doesn't matter what you're writing about. When someone takes the time to put something together, they wrote it out, they spent the time to construct all the sentences, the themes, the paragraph, and they submit it to someone, it's personal. It's there's very few people that'll take edits and not, there's very few people that will not look at least one edit and go, oh no, that's, I take that kind of personally, and I get it, because it's you're putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself on the page, no matter what the content is. You spent the time. I made this, and then you have someone coming in and pulling it apart, and so I'm very conscious of the people that are open to the back and forth process, that it is a personal thing, and you need to on one side coach and coax and make sure the best version of what they're doing comes to the forefront. But on the other side of things, you also kind of want to be invisible. You don't want to push too hard. You don't want people to know that you were there. So it's a very delicate sort of dance in that sense. And to the writers that are open to the back and forth like you, I think it's a valuable thing. It's you learn more than just what you did on that page. You kind of learn, as you say, about the learning process, about the creative process, about how these things come together, how you work with someone. It's a personal thing. It's a relationship thing.
Well, it sounds like you're very empathetic with the people you work with.
Definitely, and thankful. And don't forget as well that all the people that work with me now are volunteers, and I'm extremely grateful. I've had people pull articles on me like the day before I'm making the book, and as frustrating as it is, it's like, I get it. You're doing you're a corner office person with a huge job. I'm not paying you money to do this. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. Don't get me wrong. You're getting firm exposure, blah, blah, blah. But I get it. So I'm thankful. And I also, having, gone through so many years as training to be a writer and an editor, and knowing how I've felt in that process, especially when I've made missteps, or when when I do something, I write something and I just know it's not good, and I send it to Aldo and I say, this just doesn't feel right, but I can't look at it anymore. I feel it. Like, it's not just work. I can feel that I didn't hit the mark, and it sucks because I want to hit the mark. And it's tough with writing, because it's as you say, it's a creative process, but it's also, we're being professional too. So it's a weird blend of the two things. And you know, I have a great relationship with Aldo in that sense. He's an amazing editor, and I it's taken, you know, we've worked together now for 15 years, and honestly, it's taken quite, our relationship still changes over that period of time, just because he's a good editor is just like a good mechanic, it's just like a good therapist. It's a very, once that relationship is got to the point where we are now, I think we're capable of a lot. You can throw us any sort of weird kind of task or whatever creative process, and we can get it done. And I think that's a lot of a testament to, you know, the writing relationship we've had over the years. It's a thing. It's a perennial thing.